USCIS English is not regular English. And I got visual aids to make this point. For example, when I first moved to the US, there were words that Americans were speaking that they understood in one way and I understood in a very different way. So, for example, I went to McDonald's and I asked for a burger. Now I'm Hindu, try to be a good Hindu. So that's why I don't eat beef. But then I said, okay, fine. What is the vegetarian option? Because chicken khane ka man nahi tha. So I said, okay, let me order cheeseburger. Who knew there's a beef patty inside the cheeseburger? Who would have told me? Because there is no cheese beef burger. It's just called cheeseburger. So sometimes Americans will say certain words that it does not make sense to us in the way that we have been raised to think about it. Second example, this. Told you I got visual aid. Pickle. Who would have told me that Americans think cucumbers dipped in sour ass vinegar with dill sprinkled is pickle? Because for me, pickle is this. This one is gongura red chili pickle. I mean, it is pretty hot, but my favorite is mother's mixed pickle. Oh my God, that with luchi. If you don't know luchi, come on, what are you doing? Get a Bengali friend, ask them to make some luchi for you. But that's what I'm talking about. That American English and Indian English, the words may be the same, but what they mean could be different. In a similar fashion, the words that you see in the USCIS 10 criteria are not the same that we speak in colloquial language. And yet, this is a mistake I made. I will give you an example. For instance, I won the best paper award in 2021. Actually, you know what? I'll give a better example. I won a Kenan Research Award from my university to support the research project that I was working on at the time. It was examining hookup cultures among Gen Z students. I was that Snoopy professor. I just wanted to get into the business of my students and really understand how are they building relationships? What kind of nasty habits did they have? They didn't have any. So I was conducting that research and I thought, oh, I won the Kenan Research Award. And the first criteria in USCIS, it says that you need to have an award. So I went to my lawyer and said, Miss Madam Lawyer, I have an award. And the lawyer shot me down with a quickness and said, no, you don't have an award. And I'm like, why? Why are you dismissing my hard-earned achievement? And then she explained to me that the award that USCIS constitutes as award has to be field-wide. The award that I had was only relegated to the university that I worked in. So that did not match the award criteria for USCIS. Similarly, when I talk to tech folks, because tech folks are making nasty money, they're making money which can give the GDP of Bulgaria a run for its dollar. Like they are making that amount of money. So, yeah, obviously they think that they satisfy the salary criteria because you need to show high salary. Like imagine somebody from OpenAI coming and saying, hey, I'm in it's not OpenAI, AI, the team that Zuck poached to get into his meta team, they're making $10 million. So if that person comes and applies for an EB1 and says, hey, I make top salary, that could be true. But you cannot just cite, I make $10 million. Because USCIS will ask you to benchmark it. That based in your area code, based on the job that you have. Sometimes I've heard lawyers pull SOC codes. So you have to benchmark it. You have to show it with mathematical proof that you satisfy the salary criteria in a way that demonstrates that you are truly in the top 10% or 1% of your field. So it's very different how we construe these words as they are in regular English versus how USCIS interprets them. And that's the first communication gap that you need to work on. Unfortunately, there's no single Duolingo that we have for USCIS English and our English. There are multiple Duolingos and everybody has a different interpretation, it seems like. So what you want to do is you want to talk to multiple lawyers, multiple immigration experts, and really get a clear understanding of like, okay, this is what USCIS says, but what does it mean? Another very helpful resource, which I'm pretty sure that you're not going to like it if I suggest that you do it, is reading the USCIS policy manual. I know, like after creating slide decks, after taking care of your children and their homework, after filling up the ICICI bank details that your parents keep asking from back home, there is only so much mental faculty left to read a boring government document. But I would encourage you to at least read it and do it in the shortcut way. What I do is, whenever there's a dense document, I'll first copy it and paste it into ChatGPT and say, dumb it the hell down for me, liquefy this for me, emulsify this for me, and tell me what this means. So once I have a baseline understanding, then I'm going to go back and I'll read it again. So that's what I would encourage you to do, that if you are especially in the EB1 information gathering phase, before asking shallow ass questions like, does senior IEEE count? Does Indian Achievers Award count? Which hackathon I must go? Does Forbes Technology Council count? No. Go to the Holy Grail. Go to USCIS policy manual and get your Duolingo right. That am I understanding what USCIS wants me to understand? That is also the reason why I created the EB1 Playbook for you. It is a 30-page playbook which dilutes it down for you, at least gives you the skinny. Think of it as you have an exam tomorrow and you haven't really prepared and you've come to that last bench. You sit at the last bench just like me and you come to the first bench kid and be like, Acha, please, bhaiya, sikha dena yaar. So that is the version of the EB1 30-page playbook. So read that. You'll get a baseline understanding of what the USCIS English means and then go and do a deep dive into the policy manual. So I hope that was helpful. Always remember American pickle versus Indian pickle. USCIS English, regular English. I hope this helps.